What's up everyone, it's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Please follow my Instagram at RussoLifts, just in case something happens to this YouTube channel. You can follow, message, and you can watch my daily story content on Instagram. I'll see you there. What's up everyone, it's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Here's an ASMR sip. I got my cold brew from Starbucks, and I am doing a daily vlog, which I vlogged my Starbucks experience. I'm getting more cloudy by the day, guys. Everyone's gonna hit the dislike button, but your dislikes don't matter anymore. Thanks to the propaganda, but here you go. All right, today's gonna be a rant on pre-workouts and enhanced lifting. So this will be pretty common sense, but you can send it to one of your dumb friends that are doing this. So I get a lot of questions on my Instagram at RussoLifts. There's the plug. I somehow recovered the main Instagram, and I have my overall going up Russo to the Moon 2022. But today, like I said, going into pre-workouts, I get a lot of DMs on my Instagram about blood pressure issues. One of the hardest things to combat and unavoidable depending on what cycle you're doing, at what dosages, and what underlying genetic predisposition you have towards hypertension, etc., etc. That being said, we're gonna go into pre-workouts. So it's like, oh, Russo, I like high stim pre-workouts. You know, I can't live without them. It's how I get hyped up, aggressive before my set. You know, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm dependent on them. It's just like, I'll use an androgen as pre-workout. Dianabol is pre-workout, S23 is pre-workout, R80-140. That'll make you way more aggressive than any sort of, you know, natural stim pre-workout. So it's just like, if you're gonna do that, I would do a non-stim pump and do an androgen on top. Now, going into what pre-workouts you should use as a super enhanced lifter, non-stim pump, right? When you become more and more enhanced, right, it becomes less on central nervous system, progressive overload of compound movements, and switches more to blood volume training, shoving blood in the muscle, taking advantage of the nitrogen retention and all the drugs in the body that you pump around. That's like how bodybuilding switches as you become more and more enhanced. Why would you want to add a vasoconstricting pre-workout to that when blood flow is the key to gains? That's why I would do a non-stim pre-workout that's a vasodilator, and this is the best one on the market, nitric. I encourage you to find a formula that beats the 2-scoop formula on nitric, but this is going to amplify all the gear. You're gonna get your vasodilators, your blood pressure is going to go down while you work out. You're still getting L-tyrosine, you're still getting a lot of focusing, and you're not gonna have hypertension during the workout. You're not gonna have bloodshot eyes. And like I said, if you want that aggression, that energy, you can always add in a pre-workout androgen. But there's like no reason, like right now that I'm in prep, I'm going back on a blast, my blood pressure is going up. I was cruising for a long time, as you guys know and been following the channel. I was using gorilla mode. I tried using gorilla mode now that I'm on this blast of MPP again, and I am not enjoying the blood pressure sides as I'm training, and most people will blame the cycle instead of the pre-workout they've been taking for years. I used to take this pre-workout back in the day, and it was called Stimulate, and it had yohimbine, it had like 450 caffeine, blah, blah, blah. And like when I was this dumbass doing this too. I'm not saying I'm like, oh, knew this the whole time. Like when I would take that on a cycle, my eyes would be bloodshot. Like my blood pressure was absolutely horrible. Now this is like common sense to most people, but I can't tell you how many people, you know, come at me with, you know, oh, you know, I'm drinking coffee. Like all stimulants will need to be removed. I will be cutting this coffee out and removing all stimulants to keep my blood pressure under control as much as I can and harm mitigate that side effect. But yeah, I switched from gorilla mode to gorilla mind nitric, and I don't have bloodshot eyes, I don't have pressure in the back of the head when I work out. All the signs of high blood pressure that people, you know, don't look up and they ask me, like, none of that happens, right? There's no reason you should be doing extreme stim pre-workouts. This is even a moderate stim pre-workout, and it will dump gas on the fire if you have blood pressure issues. Remember, when you're enhanced, it's about blood volume training, meaning that you want to use stuff that helps with blood flow. Nitric oxide, vasodilators, stuff that's going to expand the blood vessels, allow more nutrients and drugs to flow to the muscles, and to get greater pumps, because as you become more enhanced, it switches to blood volume training much more. If you're a natural power lifter who doesn't take anything, super optimal blood pressure, by all means use a high stim pre-workout to do your powerlifting programming. But don't think that if you go on any sort of cycle that eventually you should switch to a non-stim pump product. There's literally no reason to be adding high stims onto an enhanced cycle, right? If you need that aggression, if you need that rage in the gym, add a pre-workout androgen, right? You're still getting the benefits of the pre-workout androgen, and then add a non-stim pump formula that's going to lower your blood pressure during the workout. Boom, solved. I'm gonna do more blood pressure videos in the future. Blood pressure is a very difficult topic to do. I always get like, oh, Russo, you never make the blood pressure video. There's a reason, because there's so many genetic predispositions. There's so many variables when it comes to blood pressure. It's very hard to give accurate advice that's blanketed. You really have to figure out and solve that problem on your own. But this is one harm mitigating factor that you should definitely be avoiding if you're blasting gear, blasting androgens, blasting SARMs. Your blood pressure is already elevated. You should not be adding stims pre-workout. You should be doing vasodilators, pump formulas with no stims, and then if you need more rage or something, more energy, just take a pre-workout androgen. So hope you guys learned something. This is pretty common sense, but I cannot tell you how many people can't put the pieces together.